Mark Riley. You're launching a book.
Yep.
You live in the north coast of Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Where the sun shines occasionally, but when it does...
Yeah, sadly not today.
Sadly not today. Your inspiration for this book, Mark, was it family? The title says it. What's the name of the title again?
Because You're Loved.
Tell me a bit about yourself.
Yeah.
And the motivation for doing this book.
Yeah.
And where the creativity comes from.
Fantastic. Well, I grew up in Manchester. So I live in Northern Ireland on the beautiful north coast. I'm married to Beck, and we have three incredible lads who keep us on our toes. They're full of life, full of beans, and I love to surf. I love just to kind of be outside and down at the beach. But I suppose really the inspiration and sort of where Because Youre Loved came from was it kind of evolved out of some of my struggles really, some of my struggles that I wrestled with as a Christian just growing up in church. I grew up in church in Manchester. Count it as a real privilege to have grown up in church, but I suppose one of the things that I wrestled with is I always felt a real sense of responsibility for my friends and sort of the world around me, but found it really difficult to know how to engage them with my faith. Found it really difficult to know how to share my faith in that kind of a context. I just struggled to know how to bring it into conversation whenever people were wanting just to talk about the football scores or, you know, what kind of the party was like the night before. And so I suppose really sort of that struggle shaped me wanting to create something that could help people share their faith in a real and a relevant way. And for a few years now, PAYS, which is the organisation I work with, has been kind of advocating that we need to take a fresh approach to mission. And that's something that really resonated with me in that struggle, in terms of, you know, we need to take a fresh approach that doesn't just kind of try and communicate our faith in the same ways that we've always done it, because I think, you know, things have moved on a little bit, and actually create ways that we can share our faith that is real and relevant to kind of what people want to experience now in this kind of modern day and age. And so Because Youre Loved, you know, started out of that. We gathered a few friends together and sort of who were part of a team with us, and just started asking the questions of how can we create a way that ordinary people in their everyday context can share their faith. And so we sort of we created this idea that kind of revolved around some graphics and sort of intentional acts of generosity or kindness, and sort of shaped a bit of a framework that could mobilise and help people and equip people, give people the tools to share their faith in that way.
Do you consider yourself a youth leader, an activist, a social worker, a carer?
Yeah.
And as a believer, and a passionate believer in what love is, do you see this book helping young people, like a guideline of refining or finding themselves with love?
Yeah, I suppose kind of, you know, it started as a tool that we were a movement that was engaging predominantly with youth, and so it started in that kind of a context to help young people who we were working with in schools and in churches to engage with something that could help them share love and share God's love with their world. But I suppose, you know, actually we've kind of grown much bigger than that. You know, now PAYS is working alongside churches to engage the wider community, and also working alongside some business leaders to engage their workplaces. And Because Youre Loved is now actually a tool that churches and business leaders and young people are using. So that's kind of really, really exciting, and in some ways has grown far beyond what maybe I first imagined. But yeah, I think Because Youre Loved, the intentionality behind it is to really help people, whether they're young or old, engage with something that can help them share their faith through love.
Is the book released yet?
Yeah, so the book is out on, I suppose, soft release. You know, so it is available in Amazon, and you can buy it on either paperback or Kindle. But we're going to be launching the book 1st of September. We're going to be launching, and we're super excited to invite all of our friends and people who've been with us along the way to come and celebrate just this book getting out there. We're really excited that this book, and what we really hope the book is going to achieve, is going to put this as a resource in, you know, lots of different people's hands. I just heard that there may be a church who are going to be taking it on as one of their resources to run a 5-week series of, you know, reaching their community, which is, you know, phenomenally exciting. And so, you know, we're really excited to celebrate that launching on the 1st of September.
The audience you're targeting, based in Northern Ireland or globally?
Well, yeah, I mean, global.
Northern Ireland, has it been an influence for the creation of this book?
Oh, for sure, you know, hugely. I mean, it was born out of us helping the young people that we were working with on the north coast in Northern Ireland, and really shaped, I think, by local people.
People who were influential in the creation of this book, apart from your wife and other friends. Maybe some of them are still here in Northern Ireland, some of them have gone back to their country of origin. Who are they?
We couldn't have done it without the help of the graphic designer who kind of shaped everything. So Matt Adams from Fallen Design, he had a huge influence at the beginning, just shaping kind of how we were going to use the graphics to engage people. And so, you know, massive thanks to him. And also just, I think along the way, you know, obviously a lot of the Pays teaching and kind of the conversations that have shaped kind of where we've gone with this has been really, you know, part of what Pays, you know, has invested in us, me and Beck as a couple and as leaders, but also just kind of, you know, we really appreciate, you know, Paul and Lynn, just, you know, who were our pastors in Manchester just over the years, sowing and investing in us. So they've for sure helped us, you know, shape what we've thought, and then just hugely appreciate Harris House Publishing giving us the opportunity to get this book out and into as many people's hands as possible. So, you know, and then of course over the you know, the years, just we really appreciate all the people who've supported us, you know, in prayer or you know, financially, you know, people who've invested it in the dream and in what the adventure that we've been on in the last sort of 6 years and longer, you know, really with Pays here in Ireland. So just appreciate all that support as well.
People will be interested in buying the book, reading the book.
Yeah.
Where can they get information? Who should they get in contact with?
Yeah. So you can buy the book on Amazon, both in Kindle format and in paperback format. And also I have a few copies that I'm selling, and they'll be available at the book launch, of course, as well, on the 20th of September. So
thank you.
You're welcome. Hope to see you then.